10 minutes to your health.
So we're aware of some of the health benefits of getting a good night's rest, but can that be reversed by sleeping too much? We discuss the health risks of oversleeping with psychologist Dr. Christopher Charles in this week's 10 Minutes to Your Health. Good morning, Doc.
Good
and
morning.
welcome.
Morning, Thanks
for having me. Good morning. I didn't even know there was something called oversleep. What's oversleep?
Well, you have to look at oversleeping in relation to what is the standard sleeping hours required based on sleep experts, which is 8 hours. And that 8 hours doesn't hold for everybody because you have some people who will get 7, they're okay. And you have a few people who need 9 and they're still okay. And you also have to remember that youngsters, adolescents, they tend to go to bed around 11 p.m. and they might need a 9. And that is why sometimes when youngsters in high school, they sleep because at that time they will need a 9. But generally, if you need 9 all the time, then you have to see your medical practitioner. But remember now, that 9 constantly is a problem. Not necessarily for adolescents, because they'll get out of that. It's the way they are in terms of their own development. And if you are on vacation and you want to sleep, or on a weekend and you sleep for 9, that's okay. But if you're doing the 9 constantly, and you're not one of those natural long sleepers, which is a fraction of the population, then you need to see your medical practitioner.
So 9
constantly
is oversleeping.
Yes, but it depends, because if you decide that, it's holiday, it's a public holiday on a weekend and I'm going to sleep in, and you do 9, that's fine.
Yeah.
Or you're on vacation.
Yeah.
Or you're ill and you say, I'm going to do 9.
Yeah.
And you do have some people who need 9 normally to feel rejuvenated and refreshed and so on. But generally, if you're not one of those persons and you're not doing it situationally, and you need 9 all the time or more, then you should see your medical practitioner.
Day sleeping and night sleeping, it do the same thing?
Well, when you're sleeping in the day, what that means, you didn't get enough sleep during the night. And you will feel rejuvenated and you'll get the power naps, but really you can't make up. So it's best to get it.
You can't make up? No,
so even when you nap during the day, you feel refreshed and revived, the so-called power naps. Someone who got the regular 8 would do much better health-wise than you who had.
No, I accept that, but say me and Daly party the whole night, and we reach home 6 o'clock, and then we sleep till 2, 3 o'clock. And the same thing like if I did go bed 11 o'clock and sleep till 6 o'clock, I'm asking.
Well, sleeping is sleeping. What I'm saying is in terms of getting it at that time in the night, it's much better, it's healthier. But yes, you need to reduce the sleep deficit, but it will do much better for your body and for your health if you had done so throughout the night rather than go to the dance.
Research links long sleep with some habits. It says it can coincide with health issues and other treatable factors. So I wanted to look at some of them, and they said it links longer sleep habits with cognitive impairment.
All right, so we are social beings. And you have to think about the fact that when you sleep a lot, you're less active. Okay. And you are in a comatose state, and you're not basically interacting, you're not reading, you're not talking. So it's the cognitive impairment is the equivalent of saying you're not physically, is the mental equivalent of saying you're not physically active, because if you realize once you're not physically active, you're going to be lethargic also in your mind in terms of you're not doing much.
They say, and I'm reading, that somewhere in the range of 7 to 9 hours is normal and healthy for most adults between 18 and 64. Very specific.
Yeah.
I am 66. I need more or less?
Well, how we determine that is if you get 7 or you get 6.5, and in the morning you wake up and you feel rejuvenated and you're okay, you're not lethargic, you're not moody, you don't have any memory problems, you're not irritable with daily, we know that 6.5 or 6.75 is okay for you. So the 7, 8 or the 8 is recommended, but you can know if you're getting enough based on when you get up.
How you feel.
Or you feel throughout the day.
Yeah, but why the 64? Is that a specific age or?
Because it varies across age groups. Remember I gave you the $1 cents, and then by the time you become a young adult, you don't need as much.
Right. And
when you get older, you don't need as much as when you were younger. However, that comes because of changes in your body, and you have fragmented sleep because you're older and there are sometimes challenges. Yeah. So sleep differs based on your age and what's happening to you health-wise.
People sometimes say, "Oh, you're a sleeper, so you're depressed." Is that a real thing? Is depression linked to oversleep?
All right. If you are depressed, some people don't sleep. That's one of the symptoms. Okay. Sleep a lot. They don't sleep a lot. They tend to sleep less than 6 hours. And there are others who are depressed and they sleep a lot.
Yeah.
So that would have to be determined within the context of the other symptoms. So it's related, but by itself it wouldn't tell you much unless you look at it within the other symptoms.
Medically or
no, I'm not going to...
I know, but physically, what happens to you if you don't get enough sleep?
Well, that's sleep deprivation, and that now is dangerous. If you're sleep deprived, you're more prone to motor vehicle accidents, like you're drunk.
Wow.
So I'm aware of a study funded by PAHO that some of my colleagues are doing, and I try to get a sleep question on it because I'm aware from the scientific literature that sleep deficit causes motor vehicle crashes, but we haven't studied that much in Jamaica. We're trying to.
But that's just because you're tired. That's just because you want to sleep.
Yeah, but remember, no man. When you're sleep deprived, you have micro sleep. Your eyes closed for 30 seconds, and you don't even realize it until you hit the wall or the tree, right? Okay. So it's very dangerous. Yeah. Right. So you at the stoplight and you sleep for 30 seconds and you don't even know. So it's very dangerous. So, and also when you're sleep deprived, you're irritable, you're moody, you feel lethargic, you don't make decisions, you don't make optimal decisions, learning is difficult, there's cognitive impairment, and so on. So it reduces your functionality throughout the day. And you're not really a nice person. So my students will tell you, and the few times when I'm not nice, it's when I'm sleep deprived. So I try to get enough sleep.
There are some other things that they're linked it to, including inflammation, pain, higher risk of stroke, heart disease.
You mean for the people who oversleep?
Yeah.
Well, if you realize now, the hypertension and the strokes are those ones that are associated with lack of physical activity. Not only, and there are other medical issues that I'm not going to go into. Yeah. But I'm just saying you'll notice that the ones that you mentioned, like the hypertension and stroke, they are associated with lack of movement and lack of physical activity.
What about an insomniac?
Okay. Insomnia now. You can be an insomniac if you are on medication, and the medication, a side effect of the medication is the sleep difficulty, or you can be ill, you have a medical illness, and it's caused you not to sleep. Those can be treated by your medical practitioner. But there's one now where the other kind of insomnia where you come to the psychologist is when you learn how not to sleep. So if you do too many things in the bed, that's unready to sleep. So you're reading there, you watch TV on the phone, you're sitting there. Yeah, so during the days, you associate that space with wakefulness, and you're going to learn how not to sleep. And also, if you go to bed at different times during the night, you're always hanging out in the room. So, so what we recommend is just use the bed for sleeping. And Karen Carpenter says that other thing, it's unexciting if you do it in the bed. So we recommend only that.
Sleeping in the bed.
Yeah.
Somebody might be saying, I'm on the boring man, but only sleep. How after that one, man. Thanks for coming, sir. Yeah. Thanks for coming. Dr. Christopher
Thanks
Charles,
for having me.
psychologist. on the effects of too little as well as too much sleep. We've got more for you on Smile after the break. 10 minutes to your health. We'll do it again next Thursday.
10 minutes to your health